Actually, it will be divided into two parts. Firstly, all our panelists will give a brief idea about summer internship which they have pursued in their summers, and we will try to make the session as interactive as possible. So I would actually request all the participants, like there are right now 73 attendees, to switch on the camera if possible. And in last, we'll be having a Q&A session where you can ask question directly from our speakers, either by unmuting your mic, or you can also drop your questions in the chat box while the session is going on. And yeah, one more thing, I will be dropping, like SS will be dropping a feedback form. So I would request everyone to keep a note of it. So let's commence the event then, I guess. So first of all, I will be introducing our panelists. I mean, they don't need an introduction; they're quite famous. But yeah, like for formality, just continue with that. So we have with us Tulika ma'am from Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Part 3, and she have interned in Google Step program. Next, we have Gayatri ma'am from Department of Mathematics and Computing, and she did her internship in Microsoft Engage. And we also have with us Dhruv sir from Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Part 3, and he did his research intern from Spark Research. And yeah, one more thing, like unfortunately, due to unavoidable circumstances, Sanchit Bhai won't be able to join with us, though he will be present in tomorrow's session of GSOC that is to be conducted by COPS. I hope you all are familiar with it. So now I would like to invite Tulika ma'am to enlighten us with Google Step program. So it's over to you, Tulika ma'am. Ma'am, you are muted actually.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thanks, Adarsh, for that introduction. I'm Talika Mishra. I am currently on BTech CSE Part 3, and I interned in during this summer this year in Google STEP. Google STEP, which is Student Training in Engineering program, is sort of a mentorship plus internship. And this program is for 2 months, like a regular internship that you would do after your third year. So from April to July. And the eligibility for this is that second year BTech and third year IDD, only female candidates are eligible for this program. Okay, so the application process for this is like since Google comes to our campus, so for circuital branches, this application is on campus. So during the time when Google will come for this step interviews, you will be given a mail which will ask you to submit your resume, CPI, and some other things for shortlisting. Those branches who are not in the circuital, which means CSE, electrical, and electronics, they have to apply themselves through the Google Careers portal. So you can just Google STEP internship and you'll reach that site. And it's also like you'll also have options of scholarship. So you should keep track of the site also. Okay, so during the application, you are asked, you can go. Yeah. So in the application, you're asked for your resume. So after this shortlisting, in about I guess 15 days or something, the shortlisted people will be sent an email regarding interviews. So there is no coding round. There are directly two interview rounds. So like this was like this year. It may be like there are more rounds in the future or something. These are mostly DSA interviews. They don't ask you projects or operating system, anything else. It's purely DSA based, and the difficulty is easier to medium. It will depend upon your interviewer also. So after you are selected, you will be like doing some formalities about background checks and all, and your project will actually start in July. So this internship program, you'll be working in pairs on some project under some Google team. So I interned under the Google Ads team. Many other people, are will be having an internship under Google Cloud, Google Devices and Services, Google Docs, etc. So the difference, like this project is comparatively easier to what you would be facing in a proper SWE internship. You do that after third year. So this is some sort of like mentorship where, and you'll be provided a host and a co-host that will guide you throughout the program. Plus it will depend upon your team as well. Like for me it was quite interactive with also the other members of the team under which I was working. So in this 2-month intern, You will also have some, informative sessions such as, these are common with like step interns and the SWE interns, like that are interning that year. So you'll have sessions with Google leaders. You'll have sessions on resume preparation, presentation skills, communication skills. Those are filled throughout the 2 month. And after that 2 month, you also have a midpoint evaluation, plus you have an endpoint evaluation. And according to your feedback from your host and co-host, the hiring committee makes a decision if whether they want to call you back the next year as a SWE intern. And the stipend for this is 67K per month, but this is also dependent upon the Google policy, so this can change year to year. Yeah, so that's it. This quick
Yeah.
introduction about Google Step.
Thank you, Tulika ma'am, for sharing your experience. It was quite knowing, like it was good knowing all this stuff. So now I would like to invite Gayatri ma'am from MNC Part 3 to give us insights about the Microsoft program. Yeah, over to you, Gayatri ma'am. Hello, am I audible?
So I'm Gayatri from.
Ma'am, actually your voice is breaking a little bit, I guess.
What about me? Am I? Hello, hello.
Yeah, right now
Maybe
you
the
are.
network issue.
Perfect, perfect. Yeah,
How about now? Hello.
yeah, it's good now.
Good. Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. So I'm Gayatri from MNC Park. I have been at the Microsoft Engage mentorship program. Basically, it's a 1 month duration program. Yeah. And people from all the branches are eligible for this program, but we have some criteria where the CGPA must be greater than 7. And the student who completed their second year in BTech or third year in ULIBRI are eligible for this. And the application process is like we gave our resumes and all that thing. We had we have an exam for selection program, which consisting of 15 MCQs, 15 questions in all, and 11 or 10 were MCQs depending on person to person, and 4 to 5 were subjective. And the range of questions differed from tax to hashing. It was quite easy, but yes. And after 1 week or of exam, the results were announced, and then the mentorship program got started. Initially, we had the kickoff session where we were introduced how about the program goes and everything. The program is like every 6 mentees will get 2 mentors so that they'll have an interaction session every week. And the program or the intention of the program is to build a Microsoft Teams clone where 2 people can talk with each other with audio and video conversations. Yes. So after like we had AMS sessions, we have leader talks, and we have assignments also throughout the program. The mentor always they guided us like how to approach a problem, how to complete our weekly task. They never said a direct solution for what we wanted to do. It was a quite interactive sessions, and every week we used to have a group meeting or group call. Apart from that, we used to have this one-on-one interaction sessions also. Like considering all this after the mentorship program, then we got selected. Like yeah, we got selected for the interview round based on the assignments. How how did you approach the problem, and how about your project also. And the interview after the interview, like few people had 2 sections of rounds for interview, and few people had only 1 session. One is technical and one is HR1. After the interview sessions and the mentor based feedback, we got selected for the internship program. Yeah. Thank you. This was all about the mentorship of Microsoft Engage.
Yeah. Thank you, Gayatri ma'am. That was like awesome.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Now I would like to invite Dhruv sir to give us insights about the Spark research. Dhruv sir, over to you.
Yeah, hi. Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah, perfect.
Okay. Hi guys, so I am Dhruv Gupta. I am in computer science and engineering part 3. So I have done my Spark research internship this summer only. So basically, can you turn?
Yeah.
Oh, let me change the slide. So basically, Spark research internship is a 2 to 3 month research internship that is organized by IIT Roorkee. So it is generally like you have to, it depends on the week wise, like you have to do a minimum of 2 months internship and it can extend to as much as you want. So basically the stipend is given as per like depending on the number of weeks you have done. So there is no eligibility criteria as such, like you should be an undergraduate student in any IIT, NIT or any other college, basically engineering college student. Um, So the application process starts around December, although this year it was a bit late. If I say like I got lucky because I got to know about Spark a bit late around Feb, and this year it continued till March, the application process. So for the application, what you have to do is like go on the Spark site IIT Roorkee, like search for Spark IIT Roorkee because there are many other Spark programs also. So and you have to make a profile. In the profile, you have to basically you will be just on basically three parameters. First, they will ask for your last year gradeship. So basically, it depends on the CPI, and also you have to submit one statement of purpose. Statement of purpose is actually a statement where you show that why you want to pursue this internship, or like why you go under this research or whatever you want to do. And it should be really good. Like it is one of the most important criteria for getting selected. So you have to study like what you should mention in your statement of purpose and how you should present your thoughts, and you have to tell basically your history, like how you started learning, what you want to pursue, and why you want to continue it further. So one is statement of purpose, second is your CPI criteria, and CPI is also an important criteria. Like I have seen the list of the students, like around 40 students are selected from all the applications that was sent, and each student is assigned a prof under which they are going to do their internship. So all of the students generally have a CPI more than 9. So I would recommend that you maintain a high CPI for like if you want to get selected. And the third criteria is your resume, of course. And generally all the like research internships are performed in ML or data science or machine learning. So I would recommend that there should be at least one project of machine learning or data science or any other field like deep learning, anything in your resume. Otherwise, like web development projects you can add, but that will not make a much difference in your resume or any other development projects. So this was like you have to, and in the application process, like there will be a list of all the professors given and all the like work they have done, like all the projects that you are going to pursue under them. So you have to select at least around 5 minimum professors in the order of which you will get selected. Like the if the first professor is available, then you will be given the first professor, then second. So you have to select the professors in order. And I would suggest like first see the project that you would like to work under, and then see the professor. And it also depends on the branch. Like I want to do, like since I am in computer science, so I want to pursue anything that was related to computer science. So I would recommend that don't go for like easy projects or this. First see branch, or like for the circuital branches, like do I would recommend that you should go for a prof of the circuital branch only. Like don't go for any other branches. Like if you are from a chemical engineering student, then you will mostly be interested in chemicals or any other thing. So go for a professor of chemical engineering or any non-core branch or this. So it will like make a difference while you will be doing your research, because ultimately the interest should be same of your professor and you. So these were all the criteria for the selection process. And after a month or two, mail will be sent to all the students who have been selected, and you have to accept the mail and this. So regarding my project, like since I was interested in ML, so I want to like create a base in my ML and DL also. So I have done like I was a part, like I've done all the various techniques of classification and regression and their combinations. Like you have to read a lot of research papers and then implement all those research papers from scratch. Like you could not copy code or anything else from anywhere. You have to write everything by yourself. Like there are regression checkers and everything all. And your internship will get cancelled if you get caught any one time. So you have to implement all these techniques and for this, and there are two options. Like you could continue the work of the professor that he's working under, or any other previous Spark intern that was done last year or any other. So, or you could completely start a new project and the work under that. You have to this, and the meetings will be done weekly, generally weekly. Like I have to report to my professor after every week that what I have done in my pre, and I have to submit all the work. And at the end, like you have to present all of your work. There will be a group of panelists. Like there will be 6 to 7 professors of IIT Roorkee, and they are really good professors. Means they will ask you everything that you have done every week of the project. So you should be utterly clear like what you have done. So this was, and for the whole internship, the stipend is, as I said, week wise, like you will be given 2,500 rupees per week. So like mine was around 10 weeks, so like 2.5 months. So the stipend is almost like 20,000 or 25,000, I guess, for the whole internship. So this was it.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Like some more questions. Like not many people are interested in research and all. So how you get interested in research? And did you where did you learn the nonsense of researching? Like all that stuff.
Actually, matlab, I know that many people are not interested in research, but if you know, like in the corporate sector, like for every company, there is a sector known as R&D sector, research and
Yeah.
development sector of that company, and they are the highest paid employees of that company. Like in any company, R&D sector employees are the employees that are given the highest salary overall in India or
Mhm.
any other country, as you say. So it is a good field of research, and also like I myself is an integrated dual degree student, ID student. So I I have to do MTech, and so overall I have to do research. So it's better for me if I get if I align
Yeah,
my
yeah,
interest
yeah.
that side also. And like since the background from we where we are coming, so it you will get interested like once you start ML or DL, so you will like pursue interest, like you will get interested in these fields because the background from where we come, we have done so many things like such things only.
Oh, yeah.
So it is difficult to start at one time, but once you start, then you will get interested.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
And
it
the
will take.
topics that you chose in Spark, like were you quite familiar with it or you explored it while
No,
researching?
no. Actually, I explored it. Like there were like numerous, like there were, as I said, around 40 topics. So 20
Mhm.
topics, around 15 to 20. I know like it will be related to that project or that project, but 20 topics I have to get research. And that also I said like instead of topics, first search for branches and the professors. Like I
Mhm.
asked one of my friend of IIT Roorkee, like which professors are good, like
Yeah,
to
yeah,
work
yeah.
under. So I first searched for them, then I searched for the like my branch, like circuital branches, and then I went for the topics that are aligned with my interest.
Oh, yeah, that's a great roadmap actually. And one more thing, like how was your experience working with professor under IIT
Like
Roorkee?
one of the best benefit that I got from that, like instead of like if I want to work under a professor, then I have to mail them, then I have to wait for their replies, and there is only 10% chance that any professor would reply to your mail. So by part of this program, like I don't have to do that things. Like I was given a professor of my choice to me directly. And one of
Mhm.
the other asset is like I still have the contact of that professor. Like I can still mail him today and can start working on any other project under him. So and like if you want to pursue research further or any other,
Mm.
then the companies demand LOR, that is letter of
Yeah, yeah.
recommendations. So for that, you need at least 2 to 3 LORs.
Mm.
So like my one LOR is also secured. Like I can ask from him LOR anytime. So all these things, and also like the professor was like very good. Like he was very interactive, and I made one or two mistakes also, but like oh, like he didn't say that much to me. Like the professors were very cool, and so I like working under them.
All right, was cool. And what are your future plans? Like, how did this program help you and all that stuff to achieve that?
Uh, the How did this program help me?
Yeah.
So like first of all, I have not thought that much while applying to
Mhm.
this. Like in the summer, I have nothing to do. So I thought like while not like I was interested in working under professor, I was not able to select like where to apply and to which professor I have to apply. So I just randomly like asked one of my senior and he told me about Spark and I applied. As I said, I got a bit lucky because this year like the applications went through March. Like otherwise the applications like gets closed around December only. And in future like it any help like if I want to like there is a profile, there are many profiles for ML and DL that come in during internship and placements. And for my resume it is a boom to my resume if I have written like I have a recognized research intern that I have worked under.
Hmm.
And like there are 2 or 3 programs like IS program, the otherwise scholarship for internship like for research, and this Spark that, and Surge also IIT Kanpur. Like these are the some research internship that everyone know. So if you have a recognized research internship, that it will help you getting the jobs further. And also
Oh,
like if
that's
you want
great.
to pursue higher education in MS or anything, so it will help.
Yeah, for MS purpose is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would actually like one question to Tulika ma'am also, like what were her future plans while applying for Google Step program, and did that help in doing that?
Yeah, sure. So, like again, like as Dhruv said, we don't really have much to do during the summers. So I asked from my seniors, and Google Step is quite famous program.
Yeah.
So I applied to that, also knowing that the chances of conversion from a step intern to a SWE intern is really high.
Hmm.
So, like after, if you have done well in your project, you will get a direct replacement internship to like work again next year. So, like I got my result before the week one internships result had come for our on-campus hiring. So, I did not have to sit for interviews, give tests. I did not have to go through all that. I was said that I have Google.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Second, all obviously, like even if you do not get a return internship, you still have a internship after a second year that you can put in your resume, and
Hmm.
that really like sets your resume apart from the others because others have done project, but you have an actual internship in a corporate environment, so that's definitely like a very good advantage.
Yeah.
Plus, yeah, all these sessions under Google Leaders, you will get to get a feel of the corporate world before your actual internship or major internship, which is a SWE intern. Yeah, so that's how it will help.
That's actually great. Actually, I would like to ask same question to Gayatri ma'am also. Like, did she have any future plans while undergoing for this internship?
No, even the same reason even I had, because our summers, because of the lockdown, we didn't do anything. I
Uh,
thought like doing this program of mentorship will add something to my knowledge or whatever it might be. And again, as she said, the mentorship program can be converted into internship program. So which is a good opportunity. So I thought why not? Let's just try. Yeah, and yeah, that was the same intention before doing this.
yeah, that's super cool. So, okay, I guess session is concluded. So we can take up some questions. So if anyone have any questions, then they can either unmute their mic or can drop in the chat box. Anyone like it's yeah, we have like one question. It's from you, Tulika ma'am. What kind of projects did you have in your resume?
So since it's a second year, like you're applying in the second year, they do not look for very, complicated projects. Just a simple web development project or Android development, ML, anything can work.
Like,
Okay,
can you give some projects which you have made?
sure.
Like, yeah.
So, like the people in CSE would know that in our third year, we have a web development project under a professor, like it's part of our course.
Mhm.
So I had put that there, and also in my first year, like I had done some Android development, just some basic projects. So I put that there. So basically, the resume shortlisting is if you're applying off campus, I guess projects will help. If it is on
Mhm.
campus, then it's basically on your CPI because all the people who were shortlisted after resume shortlisting, all of them had CPI above 9. Okay, so that's
Oh,
a major factor.
so I guess CPI matters much here.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
for second year, it definitely matters because you do not have that good projects. If you have, then it's definitely you should put it.
Hmm. Okay, cool. Yeah, we have one question from Rahul Kumar. Like, it's for Dhruv Bhaiya. For Spark internship, is there any need of projects or LOR?
No, there is no such need as for LOR, but yeah, you will need one or two projects of the of the kind that you are interested.
Okay, okay. I hope that's clear, Rahul. Like one question I am like it's quite common. I want to ask, like, how did you manage both the internship and preparation for upcoming interviews?
Actually,
Like
I'm an
it's one.
IDD student, so I
Yeah.
will be sitting for internship in the next year. So it was easy for me.
Yeah, I guess this question is meant for Tulika ma'am because Gayatri ma'am is also 5 year.
Yeah, so actually, I didn't prepare for interviews because I had heard that there was quite a good chance of getting a pre-placement internship to STREP. Like if you do not, have a major mistake in your project, and if you have a good, good communication with your host or co-host, you will get a good feedback, and that will turn into a pre-placement internship. For the like case if you do not get it, like since I was active in CP, like I had done competitive programming, so I knew that after some practice, some basic concepts, I'll be able to get placed. It's not that much of a problem. And you can practice during weekends. You have weekends off in your intern,
Mhm.
since like it's a corporate, so yeah, you can practice lead code anything during that time.
Oh, awesome. Like we have one more question for Dhruv sir. Like, did you go to IT Roorkee campus or it was virtual?
No, it was virtual this time, but for the coming year, it will be most probably offline. So you will get a chance to go to IT Roorkee for 2 months or 2.5 months.
Yeah, I hope your question is clear, Parth. Now next question is Dhruv sir, where to get research papers on different topics from?
There are many sites. Like generally, the professors will give them themselves, read this research paper and also. And if you want to research, there are many sites like Archive, like ARXIV Archive, or like Papers with Code. And there are many sites like you will search, you will get like you can ask anyone. Everyone will know. Everyone knows like these are the sites. So
Yeah,
these are 2 or 3 sites. Like if you search the topic and write some the latest research papers, you will get all the research papers regarding this. And try to read the latest research papers. Like if currently we are in 2021, so try to read from 2019 and 2020 only. Like the previous ones won't matter that much. Like
okay.
go to that only if you want to go in depth with that topic.
Oh yeah, okay. I hope that's clear. Whoever asked that question, and we have Piyush asked. It's for Gayatri ma'am. When to apply for MS Engage mentorship program, and on what things we should mainly work on before getting into it.
When to apply? I applied,
Yeah.
as I said, in May or something like that, mid of May. And what topics to read and to study is like basics of DSA, Get, and OS. This will work. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
As I said, the selection test was varied from stacks to hashing. So having knowledge in all these topics is fine. Like you can be able to crack it.
Yeah, to make it clear, can you just please tell about the interview process or a type of roadmap, like what type of questions and all that stuff?
Okay, for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had interview like the first like I had only one interview which was this AA round. So
Hmm.
AA round in Microsoft is like it's a combined session of technical and HR round. I had this. So in the first half of my interview, he asked me about my projects and whatever I did during my 2 years of the BTech. We discussed like how the projects and what will be the implementation of this project or whatever you did into the real world. Like how can you connect this thing into the real world? Like we had talk on that, and there was a coding round. I was asked a question which is implementation of try and set. Yeah. So we
Yeah.
we didn't have any much time to complete the coding part, but we discussed like how to do and all that. Yeah, that was yeah. Only one question was asked from me.
Yeah, I guess that's it. If anyone want to ask any question, then they can proceed.
Hello, seniors. I have one question. What's the scenario when it comes to non-circuital branches, means if you know any friend of yours or anyone in your friend circle who was from non-circuital and he got into these type of internship programs, and how difficult is it for non-circuital peeps?
Yeah, I'll go for it first. So, like, there were three students who were selected for STEP, and one of them was from chemical, right? So, like I said, it's not like difficult for non-circuital. It's just that you have to apply separately, but the otherwise the process is same. You will not have a coding round. There, you will directly have interview rounds, and if you are able to perform well in that, then you will be selected. So it's not very different for a non-circuital peeps.
And for research internship, I would say like it is easy for non-circuital branches to get into these type of internships than circuital branches, because like they have a wide scenario, like they have lots of topics or areas in which they can research. Like if you see biomedical branches or like biopharma or chemical, like these are the branches, like they have abundance of research work that they can do. And if if these students, like if a good student from these branches apply, like there is even there is only 1% chance that he or she will not get selected. Like I even once said to one of my friend, like I should be in one of these branches if I want to pursue research further. So it is really easy, just you have to find the right professor and the right place where you have to, like there are many foreign like research programs and scholarships that are given. Like you can ask biopharma students or biomedical students, like your seniors, and they, like there are many seniors that have applied to foreign research programs and have got selected in them. So
I
Even
hope
for
Deepak
the
gets clear.
engage thing also, it's not only for the circular branches, it's for all branches. Yeah, you can apply for it.
Okay, thank you so
As
much.
Google Step is for only for girls, then Microsoft Engage is for both.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I think
And
most of the
Microsoft Engage program is
yeah.
for after the third year or after the second year for IDT students.
It's it's after third year. Like third year students of IDD can apply it, and second year students of BTech can apply it.
It's currently or complete. It should be complete. That year should be complete.
No, currently. So the criteria was like after the mentorship program, you should be able to do your fourth sense. So after your internship program. So it's like pre final year, right? Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and also one thing, we will be sharing the slides with the mail, which we'll send just after the session is over, so you can have some questions from that also. I think most of the questions are answered. So yeah, one more thing, I would request all the members to like fill a small feedback form. We will drop that in the chat box. Just give me a second. And actually, this helps us organizing like events and improve our work. Also, from essays, I would like to thank all the speakers of the session. Like, thank you very much, Tulika ma'am, Gayatri ma'am, and Dhruv Bhaiya for making it possible and keeping out some precious time for us. And I would also like all the attendees who have joined. Like, I can see, like there were 100 plus during one time. So thanks a lot. And yeah, I would also like to present some memento from SCS to Tulika ma'am, Gayatri ma'am, and Dhruv sir. Yeah, that's it from my side.
okay, thank you.
Yeah, thanks Atan.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Bye bye.
Uh,
Bye.